Success in life comes when you simply refuse to give up. On a mission so strong that obstacles like failure and loss only act as motivation. I mean, like, no one has the power to shatter your dreams unless you give it to them. Yeah, I go from tragedy to majesty. The victory has been woven into my tapestry. My adversary's not cut from the same flag as me. That's why the champion's gonna be who it has to be. This ain't the type of opportunity that just appears. I made it here because I shed blood, sweat, and tears. To get the title I forever have my sights on. This is where I become an American icon. Yeah. If you a champion, show me you a champion. If you a champion, show me you a champion. Cause real champions move like champions. And real champions prove that they're champions. If you a champion, show me you a champion. If you a champion, show me you a champion. Cause real champions move like champions. And real champions prove that they're champions.
The Celtics stunning the Golden State Warriors in Game 1 of the NBA Finals on Thursday. Tonight, both teams meet again in California for Game 2. What a start to this season's finals. The Golden State Warriors won the first 3 quarters, led by 12 points heading into the 4th period. But the Celtics fought back brilliantly. They nailed 9 3-pointers in a massive effort to overturn the deficit. How does the Golden State Warriors respond tonight? Can the Celtics build on that 4th quarter performance and take a 2-0 lead in the finals? We're building up to Game 2 that will be played in California again. We're going to be reviewing Game 1 and looking ahead to Game 2. I'm honored to have former professional TNT basketballer Kibwe Trim, who played in Venezuela, America, Romania, and Japan, join me to analyze the finals in its early stages. He joins me from California. It's a pleasure to have you tonight, Kibwe.
It's a pleasure to be here, man. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. What did you make of the start to this NBA Finals?
Man, it was a crazy game. Honestly, to tell you the truth, after quarter 3, I kind of walked away and was doing other things because I was like, oh my goodness, they got this in the bag. But by the time I came back, man, Celtics had taken the lead and Golden State were fighting to try to get back into it, but it was already pretty much over.
Yeah, I didn't want to kind of admit it, Kibwe, but after the 3rd quarter, I went to bed. And around because I thought Golden State Warriors had won the game, and I got up at 3 a.m. to an alert from ESPN that said that the Boston Celtics nailed 9 3-pointers to storm back and win the game. How good was that 4th quarter for the Boston Celtics? Of course, I ended up watching the highlights at 5 a.m. in the morning.
Right. I mean, I think when I looked at some of these stats, I think they shot like 75% from the field, either from 3-point or from the field in that last quarter, which is pretty ridiculous. I mean, they that was a dream quarter for them, and honestly and truly, that's what they had to do if they had any chance to win.
What did you think changed in that 4th quarter?
Well, I mean, I'm sure they talked at the end of the 3rd. And I mean, listen, the Celtics are a tough group, led by Marcus Smart, defensive player of the year. They have tough veterans in Al Horford. They have Grant Williams. So these guys, probably were just like, listen, we got to turn it up. They played good defense. I think Steph Curry couldn't hit anything at that point in the game. I think they got him tired by making him play a lot of pick and roll defense. And then he was the one who was going for the rest of the game. So the rest of the Golden State Warriors teammates, they weren't really on. So once they got Steph Curry out of it, I mean, it was all she wrote.
How worrying is this, Kibwe, for the Golden State Warriors and their fans that they blew a 12-point lead?
I mean, it's worrying, but at the end of the day, it's still one game. The Golden State Warriors are a veteran team. I'm sure they're going to look at film. They're going to make adjustments. And for sure, they're going to come back out strong. But, I mean, you can't overreact, I mean, this happens in basketball. But, I mean, listen, the Golden State Warriors have been there numerous times and have done it numerous times.
And how big a shot in the arm is this for the Boston Celtics? Look, let's not underreact either. They went into these finals, Kibwe, as underdogs. A lot of people said the Golden State Warriors are going to take this, are going to take it convincingly. A lot of people still say that, by the way, after Game 1.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know if it's really a boost of confidence for them because they've had confidence this whole time. Like I said, this group, Marcus Smart, they're led by him, really. I mean, Tatum is obviously their offensive firepower, and you have Jalen Brown. But I think Boston Celtics takes his identity. So yeah, is a confidence booster. But these guys, it's business as usual for them. This is what you're gonna get from them every game.
And they won with Jason Tatum not having that great of a night either. So,
Right.
I mean, if he can fire in games 2, 3, 4, the Celtics will think, hey, we can take this finals.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he didn't have a great game, but the young kid, Derek White, he stepped up and I think he hit like 6 3-pointers or something. But on the other side, really, like Jordan Poole was pretty much non-existent. Alan Wiggins didn't have a great game. So Golden State could play a lot better as well. What I mean, me personally, if it's close games, Boston is gonna win because Boston to me has more firepower offensively and defensively. But as we have seen many times before, you could get down by 20 real quick to the Golden State Warriors, and then you could find yourself in a lot of trouble.
I'm glad that you said that. I'm really glad that you said that because let's kind of go back to the first half of the game, first quarter. The Golden State Warriors led, yes. So by the end of the first period, they were about 4 points ahead. They never really quite were allowed by the Boston Celtics to get away with the scoreline, like those 20 points that you mentioned.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, like I said, Celtics are one of the better defensive teams in the league. And once they locked down on D and they started hitting shots, Al Horford had he drank from the fountain of youth before that game. He had a big game, like I said, a young guy, Derek White, he had a big game. Jalen Brown, all these players, in addition to playing lockdown D, found their offense, and that's what made it tough for Golden State at the end.
I mean, Golden State Warriors were led by Steph Curry. It was almost a Steph Curry show in that first half. He scored 3-pointers at will. From anywhere in the court he wanted to score 3-pointers, he scored them. But he also got a lot of space from the Boston Celtics. How do they deal with him tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of bewildering to me to watch how Boston was playing pick and roll defense. Al Horford was dropping back, on the pick and roll defense. You can't play Steph Curry like that. You got to step up. I was dumbfounded. That's why he had like 21 points in that first quarter. Is because they were literally setting pick and rolls and letting him come off and shoot open threes. You cannot play Steph Curry like that. You have to run him off the 3-point line. You have to make him beat your layups, and you have to be physical with him.
Can I say, and will you agree with me if I say that when Steph Curry is off the court, both these teams look evenly matched?
When he's off the court, Boston is a way better team. They're not evenly matched at all. No, they need every bit of Steph Curry. They need every bit of all of their players because, listen, Boston is a good team. I picked Golden State to win, but Boston is a complete team on both offense and defense, so they do have a chance as well to win a championship.
You have a lot of fans here in Trinidad and Tobago, Kimway Trim. You're making a lot of enemies right now because we have a lot of Golden State Warriors fans in TNT backing GSW. But I have to ask you, though, you mentioned the impact and the importance of Steph Curry to this Golden State Warriors team. 5 finals, no MVP as yet. How important are these finals to Steph Curry individually, personally?
I mean, cool. Some people have brought that argument, but for me personally, Steph Curry is already, if not the greatest, one of the greatest shooters to ever play the game. He has all the records from 3. He has numerous shooting records. And he has won championships. Me personally, he's already a first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't need to see him win any MVP to solidify any legacy. To me, whether he wins MVP or not doesn't matter, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a big statement and a very good statement directed towards an exact question that I asked you, because that's the big debate, as you said. That's a huge debate among pundits. Can we really class Steph Curry as one of the greatest of this generation and of basketball if he plays in, 5 finals and doesn't get the MVP? His impact tonight, his importance tonight in Game 2 as the Golden State Warriors seeks to now respond 1-0 down in the series. How big a game will he have to have?
I mean, he has to show up like Steph Curry. I mean, he did show up in the other game. They tired him down in the end. But to me, it's all his surrounding cast that has to show up too. We need Clay. We need Jordan Poole. Draymond has to, do what Draymond does. You know what I mean? We need Allen Wiggins to step up. We need Kuminga to play well. So, yes, Steph Curry has to be Steph Curry. But that's not going to be enough to beat Boston Celtics. Steph Curry has to be himself, and all his supporting cast has to step up as well.
This could potentially be one of the best NBA finals we've seen in a long time. A friend told me that it could be the best we've ever seen in our lifetime. Do you agree with that?
Best in a lifetime. I mean, if you're a basketball savant and you've been watching basketball for a long time, I don't know about that. That is a big statement. But I mean, I'm tuned in. I got my popcorn ready. It's definitely exciting basketball, but I don't know if it's the best we ever seen.
Well, I mean, topping 2016 for me when the Cavaliers came back is going to be very, very difficult. You're also saying we Kibwe Trim. That's because Kibwe Trim lives in the Golden State. So I'm guessing that you're backing Curry and his team.
I mean, listen, I like to see good basketball. I don't want to be a bandwagon jumper. I really, I live in Los Angeles and the Lakers are LA's team. So I back the Lakers. After that, I just like to see good basketball. I mean, I don't know. I pick Golden State to win, but I'm not a diehard Golden State Warrior fan. Just be honest with you.
Kibwe Trim, stay with us. We're going to take a quick break before the buzzer. Stay with us as we build up to Game 2 of the NBA Finals. We'll be heading across to the Chase Center in roughly about 20 minutes. You're not going to want to miss Game 2 of these NBA Finals between the Boston Celtics and the Golden State Warriors.
Sights on. This is where I become an American icon. Show me you a champion. If you a champion, show me you a champion. 'Cause real champions move like champions. And real champions prove that they're champions. If you a champion, show me you a champion. If you a champion, show me you a champion. If you a champion, show me you a champion. If you a champion, show me you a champion. 'Cause real champions move like champions. And real champions prove that they're
Basketball may not be out there with football, cricket, athletics, but it has its audience and its fans in Trinidad and Tobago. In fact, it has its history here in Trinidad and Tobago too. We're showing these finals to satisfy a craving from local basketball fans. And did you know over the last 50 years, Trinidad and Tobago has had several players reach the heights of the NBA? We'll reflect on a few. Gracing the courts of the NBA is already difficult for Americans, let alone for basketballers around the world. But down the years, Trinbagonians, whether directly born here or through parentage, have been able to grace basketball's biggest and best stage. Carl Victor Herrera Allen is a retired Trinidadian-born Venezuelan basketball player. He was born in San Fernando. A power forward, he was part of the Houston Rockets NBA championship teams of the mid-1990s. Kenny Charles, born in Trinidad and Tobago, played guard for the Buffalo Braves between 1973 and 1976.
Kenny Charles, the only player in the NBA from Florida right now, brings it up right baseline.
He would also go on to play for the Atlanta Hawks between 1976 and 1978. He was a 6'3", 180-pound guard. Beyond those born here, Chris Joseph, who played for the Syracuse Orange men's basketball team, was selected in the second round of the 2012 NBA draft by the Boston Celtics, with their 51st pick overall. His parents were from Chinapoo in Morvar.
The San Antonio Spurs select Corey Joseph from Toronto, Canada, and the University of Texas.
Corey Joseph, cousin of Chris. His father is of Trinbagonian heritage. He was the 29th NBA draft pick by the San Antonio Spurs in 2011 and would go on to win the championship with the Spurs 3 years later. Trinidad and Tobago's footprint remains on the NBA. Speaking about pros, one Trinidad and Tobago pro is currently a free agent. Johnny Hamilton, who once played for Fenerbahce in Turkey, will head home next month to work with young basketballers who have big dreams just like him. We talked to him before the show.
Hamilton lays it home. Played recently at Virginia Tech and then a year at Texas Army.
Johnny, welcome to the show. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me, Ryan. Thank you so much.
Johnny, what did you make of Game 1 of these NBA Finals?
Yeah, it was a great game. Great game. You know, I think it's only going to get better. You know, it's two giant teams that's playing each other. You know, young players who's exciting and very electric. So yeah, I can expect a very good game too.
Were you surprised by the Boston Celtics coming out victorious 120-108 against the Golden State Warriors in Game 1?
No, I'm not surprised at all. That's basketball. You know, like even we learn, you know, from when I first started my professional career and everything, like the game is never over. You know, like the game is over till it's over. You know, so like doesn't matter how much points they down by or up by, like you gotta play to the end.
Who are the key players that we should be looking out for tonight? You mentioned Draymond Green. What about Klay Thompson?
Yeah, well, Ryan, I think definitely they gotta look out for Draymond Green. I think he's one of the most dangerous person on the Golden State Warriors because people might be okay, he can't shoot, he's not flashy, he's not Klay Thompson, but like the key to the team is having one person that keeps everybody together. You know, and like that's been Draymond Green's role since the time he came on the Golden State Warriors, and he's been doing a very great job. You know, so yeah, I think Draymond gonna come and try to have a good game. Klay gonna try to do better. I think he had like 15 points. You know, yeah, but I think it's gonna be a battle because I don't think Jalen and Tatum, especially Marcus Smart, he's like the Draymond Green of the Celtics. Like these guys not taking the foot off the gas at all, and they want to win, so it's going to be tough for all opponents.
Johnny, just before we leave you, I have to ask you. You know, you've been around the world of playing professional basketball, but you've left your heart in Trinidad and Tobago. You'll return to Trinidad and Tobago next month in July to do some work with basketball, grassroots basketball, to help raise the standard of the game here in Trinidad and Tobago. Tell us a little bit about your visit in July.
Yes, I'll be visiting in July, between the 20th of July and I'm not sure how long I will stay, but I know I'm coming to do the camp for sure. The dates for the camp will be the 22nd, 23rd. The 22nd, 23rd. Then we're going to take the 24th off. Then we're going to go 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th. Right? So the 22nd and 23rd will be Miaro. Right? The 25th and the 26th will be Maloney, and the 27th and 28th will be in Tobago. You know, so we are coming there. We have a few things that's still in the plannings. You know, so I cannot speak on everything right now, but you know, yes, you know, I think Trinidad and Tobago basketball should be excited for us coming.
Yeah, what do you make of? You know, I know that you keep in touch with the Basketball Federation here in Trinidad and Tobago. You have a lot of friends here in TNT. What do you make of the state of the sport in Trinidad and Tobago right now?
Oh, well, I'm gonna just be honest. You know, I don't know how else to say it. I think Trinidad basketball. You know, we're in a tight spot right now, and you know, I don't think we are done. You know, but you know, we definitely need we definitely have some work to do when it comes to basketball and sports on the whole in Trinidad and Tobago. I think, you know, we need to take it more seriously because it's a way out for the youths and the people who's in charge of, you know, making rules and, you know, giving us them resources to make sure that we are successful need to take it more seriously and this, you know, and we gotta, you know, work together to just get our youths out. You know what I'm saying? Send them out over the world to do what they love. You know what I'm saying? Instead of staying in Trinidad and just like being, you know, like I know acting like, you know, they have nothing better to do, you know what I'm saying? But maybe they do, you know, they don't have anything better to do. You know, so we gotta like give them something better to do, especially if they love sports, you know, in all avenues, basketball, football, cricket, you name it. You know what I'm saying? I know some sports have more support than others, but I think it's time that we come together and like build every sport, you know, because every sport is important. Every young person is important, no matter boy, girl, everybody, you know, so that's my target is to just help bring back that awareness that, you know what I'm saying, like basketball is important, sports is important, it saves lives, it changes lives, you know, and I think it's time for everybody to see that.
Yeah. Well, Johnny Hamilton, thank you so much. We can't wait to welcome you back to Trinidad and Tobago in July. We'll definitely be catching up when you come and following the work that you intend to do in these rural communities when it comes to basketball, especially the community where you're from as well. So thank you so much, Johnny Hamilton. We really appreciate you being on the show. And good luck in watching Game 2. And I know that you're a free agent, and we know that you're going to be snapped up very soon as well.
Thank you. Thank you. I will. Thank you.
You a champion, show me you a champion. If you a champion, show me you a champion. Cause real champions move like champions. And real champions move.
We're really looking forward to seeing Johnny back here next month. And where his career leads to next. Coming up after the break, we're mere minutes away from the start of Game 2 of the NBA Finals. Kibwe Trim gives us his final verdict after this. Welcome back to Before the Buzzer. We're building up to Game 2 of the NBA Finals between the Golden State Warriors and the Boston Celtics. Game 2 will be played as was Game 1 in the Golden State in California. We've got Kibwe Trim with us, the former Trinidad and Tobago professional basketballer who's played all around the world. Kibwe, your final thoughts before we head across the Chase Center tonight.
Man, listen, Golden State gonna take this one, bro. I mean, they're already down 1-0. They're at home. They know the importance of this game. I think Steph Curry is going to come out. Draymond is going to come out. Jordan Poole is going to come out. Listen, it's not going to be easy, you know what I mean, because Boston is going to bring maximum fight to them. But I think, Golden State and Steve Kerr, they're going to do what they need to do to get this one.
You said to us a little bit earlier, it was important that Steve Kerr and his team didn't overreact to the defeat in the opening game. What did you think Steve Kerr would have said to his team in the few days that they had off?
It's one game, you know what I mean? We look at the film, we see what we did wrong, we make adjustments. I mean, that's the nature of basketball, like there's always another game to play. Well, obviously, except the actual championship game if it's a game 7, but you got to have a short-term memory, right? We lost yesterday, we forget about that. We look at what we did wrong and we make adjustments. We've been here before. We know our strategy. We know what our strategy is. We have to make some adjustments. We make those and we'll be all right.
Key players and key matchups to look out for tonight, Kibwe.
Key players, key matchups. Obviously, Steph, Clay, Draymond, Jordan Poole. Then on the other side, obviously, Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Grant Williams. I'll put Al Horford in there too because, he needs to be somewhat consistent. But I think it'll come down to, the defense. You know what I'm saying? Who can inflict their will more on defense?
Do you think that home advantage plays a crucial role in these NBA Finals?
For sure. Home court advantage is always a crucial part of the game because that's like your sixth play on the court. You know what I mean? You have more energy, the fans behind you, the adrenaline is with you. Home court advantage for sure gives you that extra edge.
The crowd was magnificent in Game 1 of these finals. You could literally hear them screaming their lungs off. And it was incredible atmosphere at Chase Center for Game 1. And we're expecting at Kibwe an incredible atmosphere for Game 2 as well as the Boston Celtics takes on the Golden State Warriors in the Golden State of California. It's Game 2 of the NBA Finals live on CNC3. Kibwe Trim, thank you so much. Former Trinidad and Tobago professional basketballer joining us for analysis and look ahead to the next game, which starts in roughly 3 minutes. So stay with us here on CNC3. It's Game 2, Boston Celtics versus the Golden State Warriors. Boston Celtics hoping to go 2-0 up in this series in these finals. Golden State Warriors hoping to travel to Boston 1-0.
Goes by